Welcome back. Nice to have you here again. Today is currency calculator framework time. I hope you was successful with the previous frameworks. The last time we looked at the avatar goals grid before we identified your best possible customer, the one that we will target in our first campaign. And even before we identified what is the market that we like to move in, and more we get to the detail of our messaging for our first campaign, so to say. And today we look at the so-called currency calculator. Now when we look at the currency calculator, I think it's important to know where we are heading to, what the result from the filling of this framework will be. It is all about finding the so-called core currency. What we understand with the core currency is the one hitting word or phrase that attracts your best prospect customer in the most effective way and is really measurable, that you can say now here when we talk about weight loss, that you can give a very clear promise that you will help him lose 10 kgs or whatever in a given time frame. That's what we are looking for. Okay, let's jump in. We like to find our core currency. To do that, first of all, again, we build up on previous frameworks. Keep your avatar in mind. Have the avatar goals grid at your side, and most likely the things that you fill in the currency calculator is coming exactly from there. So now we have here two columns, the increase and the decrease. So try to extract single phrases that your product will increase on this side and decrease on the other side. Usually the best is to do first the single words, and don't go for phrases here. Really try to go for a single word. Why we try to find a single currency. Yes, here it's two words, that's fine, but don't make sentences here. So in this example of weight loss, we might increase the energy, the muscle mass, the confidence. I think you see the pictures. On the other side, we will decrease body fats, weights, depression, health risks, food bills, and many things more. So that's the first step you do. When you have that, you try to find a metric and timeline for every single word you have in the list. So what is a metric and a timeline? The metric is something like loss of 10 kg. It is 2 times more energy, like here. So you try to specify exactly what you can do with your service to these single points here. Now, well-being, it's kind of hard to define, huh? So in the end, we will not choose a phrase that is hard to define. We look for one that is well measurable, and we will pick on that one later. So you do this for the areas you increase and the areas you decrease, and you try to fill this as good as possible. Out of experience, I can say also here you might do several rounds until you then really find the one that is really perfect for your niche and for your prospect customer. So, like said before, take your time and to shortly see the bigger picture. Also this time let's zoom out and see what we are doing at the moment and where we are heading to. In the sales automation machine DNA, we follow these given steps. Maybe up to now you might be wondering how we attend to the other steps. So I would welcome you to call me. We have always a button somewhere where you can book a free call, and I will tell you exactly what we can do for you and your business, and how we could build an automation machine for you and with you in maybe 90 days or less. So feel free to call me. I'm happy to talk to you. I think you should be able now to work on the currency calculator framework. As I said before, feel free to come back to me when you need help. What we will do in the next session is moving on to the $1 million message. The $1 million message is a big word, maybe a bit American style. Generally it is about finding the perfect message for your first campaign. We will later do different messages in the same principles, where we go back and choose another one, but the first mission is to find the initial message that will be used for your initial campaign, that should bring you moving, make you moving, and have your first campaign running, and hopefully gain the first quality prospects and leads, and then we take it from there and move on. I hope you are excited with this framework. I wish you a good day, and I see you in the next session.